like I went through some of the deficiencies that you have and the types of birth defects that can develop from them. So B complex is extremely important. B complex is also really important as well for preventing nausea as well. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is used to attract oxygen. And vitamin E is real important once you get into delivery. And we'll go through a few of those things that you can use to hasten the labor. And I'm not kidding you. I mean, once you go into active labor, you can have a baby within an hour. I've had, personally myself, 25 minutes on my third one. And my first granddaughter that was born 2 years ago to my son and his wife, she took herbs while she was pregnant, and she took the herbs that were needed during the last 5 weeks of pregnancy. And we got to the hospital at 10 p.m., and at 10:17, my granddaughter was born, and that was a first pregnancy. The other things, red raspberry, that again is a uterine tonic. It can be used throughout the duration of pregnancy to strengthen the uterine muscle, and it is so beneficial in delivery to make an easier childbirth. Now, there are some things that you need to stay away from that you cannot take. Number one is anything more than 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams of vitamin C. There is an herb called pennyroyal. Never take pennyroyal or blue flag during pregnancy. You will not be able to carry the baby to term. They are natural aborters, so that is something never to take. And make sure and read anything, if you're not ordering off of Kingdom of Healing, where you know that everything is safe and it's tested and it's pure and it's organic, and the nutrients that it is supposed to have are present in those herbs and at a therapeutic level as well. If you're buying them off of a shelf somewhere else, be sure and read those labels and make sure that there is no pennyroyal or blue flag in any combination that you take while you are pregnant. 5-HTP is also something that's used for depression that cannot be taken during pregnancy. If you're dealing with depression, the best thing to do is keep that protein count up. Make sure that you have enough essential fatty acids, whether they be omega-3 or the hemp protein is excellent for essential fatty acids and the DHA. That will help with the depression. Magnesium, that is the relaxant mineral, so it prevents any type of anxiety as well if you deal with that. No black cohosh, no blue cohosh during pregnancy. You need to be careful with any DHEA, because DHEA is the master hormone. You don't want to be messing around with anything like that while you are pregnant. Stick to good quality food, seeds and nuts. Make sure your protein count is up. Foods in their raw state and lightly steamed still have the fiber. Juicing is a wonderful way to concentrate that nutrition and concentrate the fiber that you need to take in so that you don't have to deal with any types of constipation. Dong Quai is an herb that cannot be taken while pregnant. You don't want to take golden seal as well. No GABA. Green tea, stay completely away from that. We have, Unagato, rosemary, There is an herb that we use in cancer and for fungus, and that's pawpaw. You cannot take pawpaw while you're pregnant. Wood betony is not a good herb to take during pregnancy. And let's see here. Golden seal. See, golden seal is used for regulating blood sugar. It's also used as antibiotic. So it's an antibacterial. And that's where that silver sol can be used internally, as well as the silver sol gel can be used on any types of topical cuts or anything that you would be dealing with during pregnancy. The other thing is staying away from antibiotics at all possible cause to stay away from them because of what they'll do to the good bacteria in the digestive tract. And it's good to have on hand the probiotic 11. And take 2 of those before you go to bed at night with a little bit of water, and make sure that you keep that good bacteria cultured in the digestive tract so that you're as healthy as you can possibly be while you're pregnant. Now, in the last 5 weeks, there's an old Native American Indian formula that is called 5W. And what that is it prepares the body, the uterus, for birth, and it will put you into the Braxton Hicks, where you go through some mild signs of the onset of labor, and that's okay. It's just getting your body used to what is going to be going on with the uterus, as well as it gets the fetus used to how it's going to feel once you go into active labor. Babies go through a lot of work, as well as mom does, in order to be born. The other thing is, a lot of states have different laws on immunization. And some states are requiring that babies receive a hepatitis B vaccine before they leave the hospital. My preference is dealing with a midwife, and preferably a midwife who does have children. And midwives, not so much, it used to be that midwives were very natural-minded. My great-great-grandmother was an herbalist and actually kind of the neighborhood midwife. And she used herbs and would deliver babies, and if she got into trouble, there was a doctor in the neighborhood. She'd go roust him out of bed and trade him chickens and produce and whatever, in order for him to help out. But midwives nowadays, you will find some that are very, very natural-minded and use herbs, but then you also have the midwives that are really medical-minded and work with OBGYNs that, promote writing prescriptions for nausea and promote the vaccine theory. I am not a proponent of vaccinations, and my children have not been inoculated, and my grandchildren have not been inoculated. So you can go, just search out on the internet some of the effects of the immunizations and what have happened with children. I have seen pictures of children that had adverse reactions to hepatitis B, that their bodies broke out in like a pinhead rash, extreme swelling to where cortisol steroids were used with no effect, and ultimately those infants ended up dying. So there are consequences for using immunizations, and those consequences come from the thimerosal, which is mercury, and the aluminum that are in them. And there's more and more evidence to validate that. And I would search outside of the United States for the truth. Because you're not going to be told the truth in the United States. Okay? Big Pharma is too big. And there's a lot of research that's going on in other countries, just like the flu vaccine last fall had just numerous times too much of the aerosol in that vaccine, and there was a lot of reactions to that. And there are children that, due to immune deficiencies, their pediatrician will elect to opt them out of taking immunizations. So once the child is born, one of the things, the best thing for mom to do is to breastfeed. And the colostrum that is produced before the milk comes in is the greatest gift that we can give our children. And the only way that you can produce colostrum is mammals only produce it, and it really is the gift of life for the immune system. And it passes on an immunity protection of anything that you've ever been exposed to that your body made an antibody for. You pass that on to your newborn, and that protects your newborn from any of the chicken pox and measles and mumps and stuff that they're going to be exposed to. So another thing is a really healthy diet, and during that first 6 to 8 months, the way to enrich the quality of the milk for nursing is by adding blessed thistle and marshmallow into a couple of those capsules twice a day. Blessed thistle and marshmallow enrich the quality of the breast milk, and it raises the fat content of the milk. So if you're nursing and you test a little bit of breast milk on your hand, and it has kind of an opaque, transparent look to it, get ready, honey. You're not going to be getting any sleep at all. Your baby is going to be screaming and crying and nursing constantly. You need that milk to be nice and rich and thick to where it looks like there is a drop of cream on your hand. And when you have that, test that, and you have what looks like a drop of cream, your baby is going to be very satisfied. It's going to sleep very peacefully, and you're going to be able to get some rest in between feedings. My third child, of course, he weighed 8 pounds, 14 ounces. My baby weighed 8 pounds, 14 ounces. But by 6 weeks old, he was sleeping from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. So, that's pretty good for a 6-week-old baby. But I had enough milk to producing for a football team of babies, and all of that milk was, it looked like cream. Every time you sit down to nurse, you make sure that you have a good size, 20-ounce glass at least of purified water, and I would prefer really and truly that you're drinking alkaline water because of the oxygen level that the alkaline water can deliver to your system. But you also want to have something like red raspberry, 20 ounces of a chilled red raspberry tea, or put half a teaspoon of chlorophyll in that, so that every time that you nurse, you're also drinking fluids and replacing what your body is needing to make more milk. So if you are not drinking enough fluids, you will not produce enough milk. And then you want that quality of the milk. You want that high fat content in the milk so that it satisfies your newborn and helps them to sleep peacefully. And you're delivering a lot of nutrition as well. So the key the key herbs for that milk production is blessed thistle, red raspberry,